TEXICO sniper is higher up than his target, it's at weapon strength 3, not weapon strength 2. Now consider he can move and shoot with it, makes him really powerful. You get him higher up, and once every 2 turns you can fire it, not once every 3 turns. At weapon strength 3, which needing 5s or, well, 4s seeing as you're higher up is gonna hurt your opponent a lot. So next we have excuse me, the heavy gunner. Pretty nice model. Now, for most factions, gunners have got shotguns. Heavy gunners have got anti-personnel weapons. MP of 1, reaction of 4. Courage of 4, ER of 2, repair of 7. So he's not going to repair his armour that easily. You'll notice that most heavy's armour repair value is high, or higher than most. So he has blood of 3, his weapons. Burst weapon, kind of like a big shotgun. FN of 8, weapon strength 3. 3 attacks versus 1 target, not short range. So yes, he don't hit as many as most heavies, but he don't need to wait for a turn, and he can just shoot away each turn if you want. He also has a machete. Range M, so he's got to be in melee to use it. Weapon strength 2. Melee plus 0, so he's just going to hit with his giant knife. Looking at everyone else like Crocodile Dundee saying, that is not the knife, gringo. This is a knife. I apologise to anyone who found my Mexican accent atrocious, which you should do really. But anyway, 1 attack versus all targets in an arc, and it's a 90-degree arc. So if we just take, so it spins around 90 degree. Like that. So he has arm value of 3, arm value of 6, so fairly standard stuff. Sweep. Attack sweeps across hitting all in 90-degree arc machete. So we won't get the 90 degree if it was used as the Black Ops for House 9 of the FCC. He also has Brick House. Mechs behind this model receive full cover. Yes, because he's built like a brick house. I apologise for the snuffling. I think I've got a slight cold. Or I might have a bit of hay fever. I'm not too sure. So we come to the last of the starter set for TEXICO. Yes, you get 7 models, you lucky people. The Marshal. Very steampunkish, you've got to say. I tried my best on this, guys, I really did. I don't think I did a bad job, considering. I don't think I did a bad job. I could probably do him a bit better. Yeah, one thing to notice on him, you make sure that arm is forward facing and you let your opponent know, because that arm's tilted up a bit. Now you might be thinking, well, why does that matter? Now if you look from a tabletop perspective, how do you know which way's which? Either way could be front or back, so you've got to make sure your opponent knows. So we'll get on to the card. So he's the Marshal. MP of 2, reaction of 5. Courage of 3, ER of 2, repair of 6, 3 health, blood. So pretty good so far. His courage is amazingly high. He has heavy pistols, FN of 5, weapon strength of 2. 1 attack versus 2 targets, or 2 attacks versus 1 target. So that means you can choose to either hit 2 targets rolling 1 dice for each, or just hit one target rolling 2 dice. Long range plus 2 FN because they're pistols. CCM fire and move minus 1 MP plus 2 FN. Now before I go on with that card, this kind of goes against the ruling for pistols, where you can't move and fire with them and you can't shoot at long range with them. This is my argument where you should have penalties for long range and you should be able to move and shoot with pistols, and that's how it should be done. Though if that's the case, his penalties should be a bit less, I feel, but that's just me. Although his pistols are strength 2. So the other things for it, oh, that's it. Arm value of 2, arm failure of 4, so it's pretty durable in terms of keeping his armour going and staying alive. His personal abilities: bounty, select target, after target is killed, all TEXICO receive minus 1 FN. So what that means is, at the start of the game, you choose an enemy model that you can kill, and everyone, once you've killed that model, everyone else it'll be easier to shoot the guns. And then from hillside fire, 1 attack after dying. So he shoots 1 pistol off at whoever. It doesn't have to be who killed him. And then he dies. So that's all of them from the basic set, from the starter set. We'll go on to the 7th, which is the Eagle. Believe it or not, this all came in one bit, apart from the acrylic plastic. This is my favourite is actually the Marshall, but this is a close second. Now you can have it because it came with a little slot base stand where you can have it on the base. And if you've got a spare base, it's best, if you want to paint it, to paint him on the slot base first with another base on, and then have that to one side so you can glue it all together afterwards. Otherwise you'll have paint on the acrylic plastic. As far as I know, the Eagle still comes with acrylic plastic, but I'm not sure on that. I think it might have been limited edition to come with that, which is a shame, but you know, again, I must apologise for my snuffling. So just get the card. MP of 3, reaction of 5, courage of 5, ER of 2, repair of 6, and he has 3 health. So it's very fast and slightly higher reaction than most. He has a semi-auto, FN of 7, weapon strength of 2, 2 attacks versus 1 target, can't fire in melee, CCM fire and move, minus 1 MP, plus 2 FN. So, you know, fairly good so far. Jump jets. Can elevate, descend from base up to 2 cards for 1 MP. Can hover and move laterally. So before we continue, what that means is, now I've got to iterate that it doesn't count as using his action. He can use his jump jets and still fire his weapon. It means, if I just get the model, it means he goes to be, zooming out, from there, I'm going to use my jets to be like that. So we would count it being like that. A moving can hover and move laterally, mean once he's done that he'll have 2 movement left, so he can move another 2. He won't be able to fire, but at least he'll be able to get in a better position if he uses all his movement. So bringing back the card, CCM, load 1 round between jumps. So you're going to have to wait a turn to be able to jump jet again. Arm value 1, arm failure 5. So Light on My Feet can turn 180 degrees for free, which makes him very, very manoeuvrable. Tuck and Roll, receive no blood from falling. So if his jump jets fail, which they will do at the end of the turn, it takes no damage. And if you're against things that push you back, no problem. It's very mobile, very, very mobile. So in the starter set you get all the models apart from the Eagle and all the cards, quick start rules and how to use traps, and also brown D10s, which I believe is the same as the FCC House 9, which can be quite problematic if you want to play House 9 versus Texaco. But again, if you're not doing that, no problem. Now, what do I think of FCC? They are a really good faction. In my opinion, they will even give Texaco a run for their money. Not Texaco, Kenvar a run for their money. Granted, I haven't done that faction yet, but I will do very shortly. They're very, very supportive of each other, and they're pretty mobile. Mostly I'd go for the Marshal, the Eagle, the Sniper, the Leader, and possibly the Heavy, although the Jaguar is a nice optional. The Demolition can also really help with cover bonuses, as with his smoke grenades. Granted, he'll not be able to fire much unless the enemy gets close, but when the enemy gets close, you switch to his shotgun and it'll hurt. So that's it. Hopefully you'll have got a bit about the Texaco and how they work, and I'll move on to a new faction.